Oh man, finally it's time for another game release. I don't know about you guys. I was starting to go a little stir crazy because all of July there was pretty much nothing to play. And now finally we have Remnant II that just dropped. Let's see what it's like. Okay, first impressions. The game's already running very, very well. And graphically, I'm pretty impressed. So right off the bat, we select our character. We can choose different voices, face and skin tone, a bunch of different options. I think I'm just gonna kind of randomize it and we're gonna see what we get. That looks good to me. Eye color will go blue because I have blue colors. Hardcore character, this means it's designed for an experienced player only. Death is permanent. Ooh, baby. You can only play with other hardcore characters. You cannot join or host public games, and access to the hardcore specific rewards is granted. Are you sure you want to continue? I'm not going to start with that because I fully expect to die a couple of times during this video. From there, we select difficulty, survivor, veteran, nightmare, or apocalypse. We don't have the ability to choose apocalypse yet. I'm assuming you get access to that after completing on nightmare or veteran, but ruthlessly difficult, designed for fully geared players with strong builds and a desire for an unforgiving experience. Not recommended as a starting point. More demanding experience with tougher and deadlier enemies. A great choice for players that enjoy a challenge or just a solid starting point. I guess I'll start with a solid starting point. No, I'm not a pussy. We'll go veteran. What's the worst that could happen? You know, what's the worst? Okay. Now, for those of you that have never played a Remnant game, basically you can think of it in super simple terms as a Soulsborne game with guns that also really focuses and leans into co-op and online play with other players. And this particular sequel has actually received very positive reviews, which is great to see. Now, I should say right now, just so everybody's aware, we're running this at native 4K and I have not tweaked any settings. I let the game calibrate itself. Oh, she did. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That's gonna do. Okay, I'm kidding. Oh, wait, I'm a liar. It automatically set the game to 1440p instead of 4K for some reason. Maybe that's because of DLSS being on. What if I turn that off? Will it let me change that? No, I'm gonna have to go like full screen to tweak that. I will do DLSS at quality. Everything else is ultra. Let's see what that's like. Okay, and just like that, we're back and we're actually rendering at 4K upscaled with DLSS, and we're floating around 70 frames, which is not ideal for this kind of game, but you know, we'll see what it's like when enemies actually start popping up on screen.
This is bad with a side of broccoli. A side of what? Nothing. Something my mom used to say.
Something my mom used to say. It's bad with a side of broccoli. Now I'm likable. And when I inevitably die, you are going to be upset because my ma used to say it like that, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense. Bad with a side of broccoli. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Are you also getting some of them Last of Us vibes with the spores and stuff? Are you picking up on that? You sniffing what I'm stepping in? You tasting the saltine cracker with the Bizquick napkin? Oh, no way. Am I soft locked because I went down the ladder before she came? Oh, no way. She's up there. She's done this a couple of times and we've cut it out. But she holds back until you're close enough for her to trigger that you're following her. So then she keeps going and moving. But I think I'm too far now. So she's not getting triggered to walk down the ladder. Oh, bummer, dude. What a sucky way to start this. I guess I gotta reload the checkpoint. Crap. Oh, but there's no way to reload the checkpoint. Oh, this is frustrating. Do I have to back out all the way to the main menu? Okay, well, crap. Okay, then we go back out. We'll start the game again. It'll check the save. We'll see if it completely restarts me. That would suck ass. Yep, completely restarted me. God damn it. Okay. Well, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back to where I was, except instead of going down the ladder, I'm gonna stand here. Are you gonna follow me? Yeah, now she follows me. Okay, so that was just a soft lock. She's supposed to follow me down.
Guess the deadwood ain't all gone after all.
Well, that's a bummer.
Nope.
Okay.
Ain't no way.
Well, I guess just be warned, if you move too quickly or if you go down ladders before you have given her a chance, you might get soft locked, but at least we weren't too far in or like in the middle of a boss fight or something. But still, that just is a bad first impression. Okay, now they're giving us a little taste of co-op gameplay through the tutorial sequence where we have multiple other players with us and we're going through together. I would assume this is going to end with a big boss fight, so I will just keep chugging along and I will see you guys on the other side. Oh baby, a boss fight, let's go. Now this is where Remnant is kind of at its peak, frankly. When you're doing these boss fights with friends, it's just jolly good fun. It's like when you take on bosses in a game like Elden Ring together with your buddies. Like, it's just a good time. But with this guy, especially with me running a rifle, it's more about distance and spacing. I can do a little scoop thing where you kind of circle and scoop up to the shots. I don't know why that helps me hit targets, but sometimes it does. I don't know if that's a technique. I just have done it in like Warzone and shooters for a long time, so it's just what I do. Oh no, I got. He's rezzing me with this Zelda stone. Awesome. Got it. Okay. We got a root ganglia. That's exactly what I was hoping for. And a trait point. Okay, now we're in the actual hub. Now, if I hit T, you can see it brings up the trait menu, and this is where you can really start to customize your character as you see fit. So, you know, we can add health, we can add stamina, we can add mod power generation or skill cooldowns, because this game has a lot to it. I mean, it's easy to do one of these videos and play it for like 20 minutes and be like, I know what the game's about. But no, really, these games have a lot of headroom. So don't take like my initial frustrations with hitting a soft lock as me dismissing the game. That type of thing is unfortunate, but it's not an outright dismissal or disqualification for this game being played. Rather, it's just a little bit of a speed bump. So what we're going to do is play this game for the rest of the afternoon, get a handful of hours in, and see just what it has to offer after you get your feet under you. I, for one, am going to be going for a build that is more specialized in ranged attacks. It's not trying to be up in the face, so I'm not going to go super tanky or anything, but I am going to focus on skill cooldowns, mod power, which is something that hopefully I can show you in just a little bit, and some other abilities that, again, hopefully will unlock in the next couple of hours of gameplay. As you can see, there are many slots here for abilities, so there's going to be plenty to show. As for character customization, you can see there's all sorts of outfit customization that you can collect and swap out. There's melee weapons that you can swap out. All of these can be customized, but again, right at the start of the game, we don't have anything like that. So let's talk to some vendors and see what they have. Okay, the town doctor has a handful of items such as a bandage, which stops bleeding and restores all gray health, which is basically just the current health that's been eliminated after an attack, but it hasn't been like totally wiped out or eliminated yet, so you can recover it. And then there's things like the blood root, which always reminds me of the embers in Dark Souls. I don't know about you guys, but it looks just like that, the model in Dark Souls 3. And then mud rub, which is an awesome name for an item, antidote, ethereal orb, and a medic pin, which apparently doesn't do much, but I'm sure it has some sort of passive effect, or it's just a cool item to wear. Who knows? Maybe it makes it so healing items do more, but who knows? I don't know. We'll get there. Oh, they're playing chess. I don't know about you guys, but I love chess, and so I often, when I'm playing games like this, will look at the board and try to figure out if it's an actual position or if it's something that's been set up just by somebody that doesn't even really play chess. The first giveaway is often people will set up the board wrong. So for example, they'll have the rightmost square is black instead of white. Whenever you set up a chessboard, the whitemost square on the bottom right for you when you're sitting at the board should be white for both players. In this case, that's set up correctly. But the queen and king are swapped because the queen always goes on her own color. So the black queen's supposed to be where the king is. So that's weird. Unless like the king got out, walked around, and then they traded places somehow. But that probably isn't what happened. They probably just set it up wrong. And then as for this, I'm not sure whose turn it's supposed to be. But I think if it's white's turn, they're just going to take the knight and they're going to be screwed. And if it's black's turn, they probably take the bishop, or they maybe do rook takes h2 and then queen takes, you win the queen. Oh no, actually what you do, that's actually kind of cool. You would do rook takes h2, queen takes h2, and then knight f2 would be a smothered mate. That's kind of cool. I'll give them that, okay? They might have swapped the king and queen, but that's a cool little smothered mate for you. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. Everybody's like, oh my God, Luke, shut up. You're supposed to be playing Remnant. Stop talking about chess. God damn it. If you're not aware by now that I'm like a giga nerd, I don't know what to tell you. I like am filming this video, and then when this video's over, no joke, I'm like building some rubric marines for 40K, and I'm also like working on the Demon Prince. I am a nerd of all nerds. I don't know what to tell you. This guy's got a really cool design, but the lighting is like glitching out on him for some reason. I don't know why. Am I just like super talented? Do I just have like an ability to find weird glitches and problems with games? Does it do when I load back in? Yeah. And for anybody wondering, yes, I updated all my drivers and everything before we started, so I don't think that's it. This is cool. You can go into the shipyard and you can actually like walk up here right next to the ships. I love this. This is great. Okay, and here we can select our archetype. We can choose medic, which is healing, support, well-rounded, skills such as wellspring. I mean, just basic healer stuff where you can actually just like heal your team. And then we have the hunter, long range, marking, precision damage. That's what I was going to go for. We also have the challenger, which is close range, durable, and hard to kill. That honestly does look pretty fun with the shotguns and stuff. Or handler, specializes in teamwork. Okay, interesting. So 4 archetypes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just close my eyes. I'm going to spam E and cycle through them until I land on one. And we're going to see what we're going to play as. Okay, so I'll just do this for a minute. I guess I'll look away. I don't know.
Can I put my balls in your jaw? Balls in your jaw.
Okay, well, I'll go with it. Challenger it is. Okay, and so with that specialization, we unlocked some new items such as a helmet. It just looks like heavier gear specifically to help us withstand damage. You can see our like stats went up a ton, so that's great. And then we also unlocked strong back, which allows us to carry more expertise. Okay. We also unlocked some upgrades to health and endurance. That's all awesome. I guess that's specifically because of our gear and specializations. Love it. Interesting. Okay, and then Ava is able to craft weapon and gear mods with the root ganglia we got from defeating the boss. And this does stuff like launches a payload that explodes on contact with allies, healing 35% of their health. That seems really useful. Fires a focused blast of air through all targets within 8 meters, dealing 155 damage. That could be really useful if we're playing as a tank, because you could just push people back. That could be handy. Fires a caltrops grenade that explodes to cover an area of 6 meters. They deal 20 damage per second and apply slow. That could also be handy for a tank. And then imbues ammunition with fire and increases range damage by 15% for 20 seconds. Shots also apply burning, deal 200 fire damage over 10 seconds. All of these would be handy. You know what? I guess what we'll do the burning one, the hot shot mod, because I think this one could be really, really fun.
So we're done.
Because things will be on fire. And okay, so we're gonna start grinding through some more of the tutorial section that is a little more narrative. So for the sake of avoiding spoilers, because I think a lot of you guys are probably watching this video to see if you want to bother getting the game, I'm going to kind of blast through the narrative stuff. We'll cut it out so that you don't have to worry about getting anything spoiled in case you wanted to see that for yourself. So we'll just carry forward and be back once something big and bombastic happens. And here we are. I skipped past the thing that got us to come here, but this is where the game actually really begins. This is when you get into the regular loop. It's still motivated by the narrative. However, players are able to join you now and you can start going through levels yourself if you want to. It's about basic exploration through these levels, fighting bosses with friends or solo. It supports both. One thing I will say is I think the level design is really tremendous. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I don't think the game is necessarily the most beautiful at times, but there are some really gorgeous sets that have been put together here. And just like in any other Soulsborne style game, you can rest at the checkpoint. This will reset enemies, but it will also allow you to heal and serve as a checkpoint in case you die later on in the level. Oh lordy, they come out swinging. Now I'm noticing a little bit of stuttering when we get into big moments of combat that are a little more hectic. I don't know if that's going to be sort of like mainstay, if that's going to chill as we continue along, but I guess we're gonna find out real quick. One thing I will also give them credit for, the sound design is really, really solid. Like, I'm able to tell when an enemy is coming out of a doorway behind me or when they're about to round the corner just based off of audio cues. And that is like the dream for a game like this. I don't love how slow the animation is to start climbing up and down the ladder though, because sometimes that happens. But it's not the end of the world. Oh lordy, it's a big boy. Oh, and they're fighting him too. Oh God. Oh sweet baby Jesus. Okay. Well, this guy is gonna be annoying. Oh, he don't give a crap about that. Oh Lord. I thought my ultimate would stop him, but no. Okay. Oh, you can shoot the fire pots in their hands and it'll blow up. That's freaking awesome. Oh God. Oh, okay. You gotta love shotguns. See, this is when the game's feeling good. Like when things are starting to get a little hectic, a little crazy, when you start to be like, I don't know if I'm making it out of this alive. I think I might be screwed. This is when the game is at its peak. Also, like low heals. It gets your heart racing. This is the high that players like me chase in games like this. Ooh, and a trait point. Love it. Oh boy. Okay, we are towards the end of Ironborough, which is in and of itself a pretty extensive level. I mean, just like look at all that we've explored so far. And this gate looks very pretty and scary. Sorry, I have the AC on behind me because it gets toasty in here when we film. So I have the little portable AC unit running, and then I forget to turn it off. So then there's just a gentle in the background as we film these things. But let's see, we just popped out of the Great Sewers, and I guess this is a brand new area. So it seems that each of these is kind of stitched together to the previous level, kind of as you would expect. And what you are able to do is you can go to these checkpoints and you can either fast travel back to the central hub, just like in a lot of other Soulsborne games, and you can upgrade your equipment, whatever else you want to do. So if we go all the way back there, you'll see we'll quickly load back. And from here, we can go and upgrade our equipment, swap stuff out if we need to, and then we can go back to this to teleport back to where we were or to another area we've already explored. One of the other things you can do is you can go to world settings, and here you can do what's called re-rolling your campaign, which effectively just re-rolls the entire thing. Makes sense. No, but seriously, what it does is it resets all of your progress in the campaign. So you have to re-explore everything. You have to go through all of the same bosses and checkpoints and everything from the beginning, but you are able to change, for example, the difficulty. So if you started on veteran, but you need to go back down to normal, you can do that. If you want to go up a difficulty level, you can do that, but you have to re-roll the campaign to do it. And frankly, this makes sense to me. I would rather them do it this way, because otherwise, if they just allowed you to kind of tweak it whenever, you could get to a boss, for example, and then just lower the difficulty, beat the boss, and then raise it again to get the benefits from higher XP or better abilities and things as you continue exploring. And that would kind of defeat the purpose of the whole thing, right? So it just wouldn't make sense. Now, so far, I will say enemy variety has not really impressed me. It's all been pretty samey, a lot of copy and pasted enemies, but we are only about an hour into the campaign. So there's certainly plenty of room for that to change. But so far, I feel like we've gone through multiple different boroughs and areas, and we've largely seen just the same enemies copied across, which is not what I would have expected. I would have expected them to have a little bit more variability, but it's not the end of the world. Because again, we are pretty early on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to keep playing for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to circle back with you in like probably 2, 3, 4 hours, and we're gonna touch base and see what we think of this game. Oh crap, I'm being attacked. Hold on. You boop, and then that pops. And there we go. Okay, we're good. Okay, I'll be back here in a little bit. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong camera. I'll be back. Okay, I just turned the recording back on because I got kind of surprised by a boss fight that came out of a little bit of nowhere. I wasn't ready for it, but we're here. We're fighting the Bloat King, and so far he's kicking our ass. There we go. First death, baby. First death. We got curb stomped pretty bad by that guy, but now that we know he's in there, we can go in and prepare. One of the first things I'm gonna do, because my long gun is basically kitted out for close range combat and stuff like that, I don't think it's going to be super viable. So instead, I'm gonna add the modification to this one for hot shot, which will allow me to fire flaming incendiary bullets at the boss from range, which I think will be better suited. I'm also going to experiment by swapping to the lever action and seeing if that makes any difference, because again, this guy, it seems to be mostly focused around ranged. So we're going to go like this. Even now, I'm not sure if this is going to be the right play, because right off the bat, 33 damage on each shot, I don't think that's going to be enough to really make a difference. Oh, lordy. Okay. Oh, baby, we'll get it. Okay, one of the things I am going to tweak, I went back to the base, and I'm going to speak to Brabus, who's the arms dealer, and I think I'm going to buy a Widowmaker. And this is like a sniper rifle specifically for longer range. I'm going to be able to equip this during the boss fight. It should help a lot. I think this is the play. I think this is the play. Ooh, I can also do like a bone saw. Oh, that looks sexy. Should we also get that? Should we do that? Maybe just a little. Actually, let me talk to them about upgrading it first, and we'll see if we need to do that, and then we can talk about getting another massive machine gun. Let's see if we can upgrade. Yep. Ooh, up to 137 a hit. That looks sexy. 150 a hit. Oh, baby. That's going to be the money maker for sure. Okay, let's try this now. I have a good feeling about this. I think this is going to go well. I think this is... Oh, big chungus. Oh, baby. Oh, that's sexy. 90 damage a pop. 150 to that. Oh, man. Oh, wow. That just feels good. Oh, we're close. We're so close. I just have to hit the damn orb. Oh, no. Oh, God. Not like this. Oh, no way. Okay, we get one more up. We get one more up. It's not the end of the world. We can still do it. It's going to be close, though. He is, like, giga one shot. Can I just, no. It does very little. Don't go down the goddamn ladder, you son of a bitch, if that's how it goes. Okay. Oh man, I was about to do a crime if that's how it went. Oh man. Oh. Dude. I said earlier, I was like, I can't stand how when you go down the ladder, it takes a little bit of time, and so it clogs up your movement. It's just super annoying. And then right there, so close to getting the boss done with, finally, after like 25, 30 minutes of trying, and then... okay, anyway, it's water under the bridge. We did it. We made it. We're here. And I'm gonna give myself a little vigor because that was spicy. But here we are. Bone sap. And man, we did it. Okay. Now I should point out that again, this game is often played in co-op, either with a publicly match-made group of players or with your friends. I, so far, have just been playing solo, and frankly, I've been having a pretty good time. I don't feel as though I'm missing out on a ton right now, even though I'm sure co-op does add a good amount of stuff to this game. It feels like it's balanced for single players, which is not easy to do, so I'll give them credit for that. Now, the last thing for us to really test and try is the co-op, so that's what I'm going to do. We can just hit join game. And then you can see we can select what difficulty we want. We would prefer veteran or campaign mode or another option that we have locked right now. And you can also select which of these basically player groups you want to join. See, these guys are 2 out of 3. This guy's only 1. Let's join him. Let's see what that's like. Allow firewall access. That'll probably be important. So once we're in the menu, we can select quick match, difficulty, whatever. I'm just going to go quick match. Nice and simple. It's going to pair us up. It's launch day for the game as of today, so there should be a good number of players to join up with. And okay, we are in. Now, I had to wait until this guy died or went back to a crystal. In this case, he died, which was a little funny to see. And now I am in the game with him. And we are exploring Morrow Parish together, which is actually pretty freaking cool. Okay, and then we have a mini boss fight against Ripsaw. Who is doing that? That sucks. Jesus Christ. Ew. And just like that, we took him out. I love that. I mean, that's pretty fluid. I'm gonna be real with you. That's pretty fluid. And going into these matches together, I think certainly adds some complexity to each encounter. I'm interested in how it balances that. Like, did that boss have a larger health pool? Like, for example, in the Monster Hunter games, if in Monster Hunter World, you go into a fight against a big burly monster with friends, basically any number of players above 1 is going to greatly increase that monster's health pool. Whether it's 2, 3, or 4 players in a party, my understanding is that it all pretty much is going to increase the health pool the same. So if you're going to get 2 players involved in a boss fight, you might as well get 4. However, in some other games, when you're doing co-op, it doesn't necessarily change the boss health at all. So the game can be a lot easier if you have multiple players in a party. Or in a game like Elden Ring, my understanding is that whether you have one person helping you or one person and one of those AI controlled players helping you, it will change the difficulty or the health pools basically of the boss. And so in that way, it's a little bit more balanced for each and every possible combination of how you approach it. In this case, I'm not sure how it's balanced. That to me felt as though it probably was easier with multiple players, but then again, it could have just been that with 2 people pulling aggro, it's easier to juggle a boss that deals high damage when he's focused on 1 player at a time. So that in and of itself, even if the health pool increases proportionate to the number of players involved in the fight, that still could greatly ease the challenge, I think. So frankly, after a handful of hours of playing this game and trying some big boss fights and the co-op and everything, I'm genuinely impressed. I mean, I can see why IGN gave this a 9. I can see why people who are looking for something to scratch that itch would find it in Remnant 2. I gotta say, well done, guys. This seems to be a solid sequel and a very compelling game for a very dry August, which is awesome. But that's gonna do it for me. Thank you for watching. If you are gonna be jumping into Remnant 2, let me know, and also join our Discord server, which I'll have linked in the description box below, so that you can hop in and maybe we can play together. But with that, thank you for watching. I love all of you more than you could possibly know. You make my dreams a reality every single day, so truly, thank you. Much love. I'll see you in the next video. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.